Am I proud of my new baby? Not really. Why? Because I don't think pride has anything to do with it. Does it? Is he a good baby? In what sense? Morally? No, he isn't good. He doesn't sleep. Now, when I say he doesn't sleep, I don't mean he doesn't sleep well. I don't mean he's not sleeping through the night. I mean he's not sleeping at all. How do I know? Well, one of the first nights after I brought him home, I thought I heard him in his crib, stirring. You know, one of those stirring sounds babies make during the night. I got up very quietly and went to his room, and there he was in his crib with his eyes wide open. He didn't seem upset or anything. He was just staring at the ceiling. I spoke to him very gently. I held him. I tried to comfort him, but you see, the thing is, he didn't need comforting. He wasn't hungry. He didn't need a diaper change. He wasn't scared. He didn't look unhappy. How did he look? Bored. Yes, that's what I said, bored, although it could have been another emotion that I can't put into words. If I can put it into words, I would, right? You probably think it was a rare occurrence, don't you? Me coming into his room and finding him staring at the ceiling, bored. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't. A few nights later, it happened again. I thought I heard him stirring, so I tiptoed into his room, peeked into his crib, and there he was again, staring at the ceiling. A few nights later, I tried an experiment. I set my phone for 2 a.m. I entered his room as quietly as I could. I left the door open just a crack so it wouldn't squeak. You know, things have a tendency to squeak in the middle of the night. Did you ever notice that? Anyway, I looked down and there he was, with his eyes open, staring at the ceiling. Bored, as he always is. So that night, I decided to find out if he ever slept. One night, I hid under his crib and waited until I thought he was asleep. Then I jumped up, wide awake. A couple nights later, I placed a ladder outside his window, and in the middle of the night, I climbed up, I threw the curtains open, and nada. I even invested in one of those miniature cameras. I stuck it inside his teddy bear, and oh yeah, I reviewed the video. Yet hours of him lying there staring at the ceiling, filled with ennui. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe he sleeps during the day. Damned if I know, he doesn't seem to. What's that? I've got to bring him to a doctor. Why? He seems perfectly fine. He's eating, he's growing, he's energetic, he's the picture of health. I'm the one who needs a doctor, okay? I haven't gotten a good night's sleep in weeks. You see, a few nights ago, something else happened. I went to his room at 3:53 a.m. precisely. I looked into his crib and saw him. Bored? Yes. But something else. He still had that jaded, disinterested expression on his face, but for the first time, I saw something else. I could have been mistaken, but I thought I saw the corners of his little mouth arching up into what looked like the beginnings of a grin. Don't tell me it was just gas, and don't tell me he was just glad to see me, because he wasn't. And that grin, it wasn't a nice grin. No, it was smug, as if he was proud of himself, as if he knew what he was doing to me, and he was happy about it. You see, a few nights later, it happened again. I burst into his room, went to his crib, looked down, and saw it, a grin, a definite grin, an unmistakable grin, and there was one other thing. A few nights later after that, I heard him stirring again, but this time I decided I wouldn't go. I told myself, don't do it. Don't be a pawn in his game. But he kept stirring, and I tried to resist, I really did, but after a while, I just gave in. And so I went, tiptoeing. And when I looked down into his crib, there he was again. Grinning, yes, but something more. Very gradually, but deliberately, he unclenched one of his little fists and slowly, very slowly pointed a finger at me. Yes, as if he was accusing me of something. But what did I do? What was my crime? What did he want from me? All I ever did was feed him and change him and cater to his every need night after night. He woke me out of my sleep to come creeping into his room only to find him bored. Yes, and grinning, and now finally this, a finger pointing at me in indictment, a condemnation, j'accuse. I can't take it anymore. I tell you, I can't take it. My nerves are shot. I'm falling apart. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know it's irrational. I really do. I know my imagination has probably gotten the better of me. I'm better now. I am. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening. God, I really need a cigarette. I'm trying to quit, but really, I need one now. God. Damn it. Listen, would you mind if I ran across the street to that store and grabbed a pack? Are you sure? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'll only be a minute, I promise. But could you do me a favor? Just keep an eye on him. Okay? And if you notice anything strange, just keep telling yourself it's only your imagination.